Hey everybody, it's Nancy Myrland here, and I am in the middle of talking to my buddy Andy Laver. And Andy is, I'm going to get this right, Andy, the business development manager at Buchanan Ingersoll and Rooney in Philly, right?
Correct.
I didn't mess you up?
You didn't.
All right. And we were talking the other day on Facebook, and Andy did a really nice video with Cynthia about the conference. And I got all excited, as I tend to do, because I'm in the middle of putting my curated blog post together for the conference. And I said, good, you guys have given me some notes for my blog post, because I like to put in details. And you offered to talk and share a whole lot more that you know, because you are the co-chair of the conference. And so that's what we're doing today. We decided to record it so that we could share with everybody else. And I really appreciate you taking time to do this. I know it's hard for you to talk about the conference.
I am always at a loss for words when the conference comes up, so I'm glad you pull me out of my shell.
Yeah, that's hard to do. And just so
Yeah.
everybody knows, in case you see us looking around at all, we're recording this on Zoom. So we're looking at each other on our monitors and each other through and you through the cameras too. So just so you know that we're just having a conversation.
Almost like the Brady Bunch. I'm just looking up.
I know.
The sibling above me, the sibling beside me, and oh my
That was
God.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, that way you pointed was me. Because we do opposite things. You know how this is mirrored. Am I to
I'm
you?
going to give the weather forecast. A high pressure system is going to move in, and then
Yeah.
we'll be in Atlanta conference April 8th through 10th.
That's right. All right. Well, let's just do the basics. The conference is, and I should know this because I've been worrying about I just made my flight the other day and coming in early, as many of us tend to do because we can't stay away from each other as LMA friends. But why don't you just give the rundown on the dates and so forth?
Sure. Conference April 8th through 10th, Atlanta, Georgia, at the Hyatt Regency, also known as the Hotel of Hope. So 8th is a Monday. That is when the pre-con sessions are being held. The conference formally kicks off Monday evening with the welcome reception in the exhibitor hall. Then Tuesday morning, it's like officially occurring because we have the welcome messages and the keynotes and another general session, and then all the breakouts begin. So bulk of the conference, Tuesday and Wednesday. That's when all of the breakouts will be aligned within the body of knowledge. Monday is pre-con day. If you're not at a pre-con, most people tend to arrive Monday at some point, that they're there in time for the kickoff or session that evening. If you are there for a pre-con, depending on how close to Atlanta you are, you're probably arriving on Sunday at some point. If you are crazy and love the reunion element to this, like Nancy and I, you're arriving on Saturday, if not sooner. And then, another plug, and you may have heard this out there before or seen a weird hashtag that was trending at one point, stay till the end, which I created as a joke because some people were confused as to why they were speaking late in the day on Wednesday. And we have so many great speakers this year.
I know.
Someone has to go last, someone has to go on the second day, and someone has to go after lunch. We have great speakers both days, and obviously the pre-conference sessions. But we have so many great speakers late in the day on Wednesday. The hashtag stay till the end somehow took off, and conference end at lunch on on Wednesday. It goes till 5 o'clock, or actually I think sessions are around 4:30. There's a general wrap-up session for those that are still there to kind of just bounce ideas, people hear what you missed. That goes till about 5, and then it's over, and then you can leave and
Or stay over.
Or stay over even longer, like me.
Me.
The Atlanta airport is about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on traffic from the hotel. So if you got a flight around 7 or so, when a lot of people that are coming from the East Coast or Midwest, especially through Atlanta, can do that very easily.
Yeah.
I would book after 7. Stay till the end. We've got
I agree.
great content late in the day on Wednesday. You're not going to want to miss.
No, I agree with that. And I have the times, actually, I don't think I've ever, not that I can even think of, I don't think I've ever left. And I'm, I'm always one of the last people to leave anything because I can't miss out. I guess that, yeah, FOMO. Yes. Oh my gosh. That is, story of my life.
I get it.
Huh?
I get it.
You're the same way.
I kind of am.
Yeah, well, see, we're bonding. And what do I reach this way to get to you? We're bonding. And just do both. I love you. And 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 I'm always thankful. And when when the recap sessions at the end of the day are really good. In
They're
fact,
good.
the first time that we did it, I don't remember when that was. I feel like it was, unless I'm
It was
just not
only a couple
remembering.
years ago, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I think
Relatively new element.
yes, Tim Corcoran and somebody else did
I
that.
think it was
And
when Pete was the co-chair, Pete and Bill maybe.
oh, I don't know.
I think.
I don't
Well,
know.
whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
But you know what
But
else
it
is
was
good about
so
those,
good.
those recaps, besides just being there and hearing the things you missed out on, is that everybody who walks in the door gets a raffle ticket. They
Oh,
randomly draw a name. Maybe it's 3 names. That's one name.
should be 3.
For the winner, that's free admission to the 2020 conference.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, tuition is paid for. Like, come to the recap and win this random drawing. And I think the reason I think there's more than one is I think there might be a conference winner, might be a pre-conference winner,
Oh,
maybe one's recordings. I'm not sure.
yeah.
Definitely a conference winner. Price of admission by itself is
I know, right there. And then one just for, wearing purple when you walk in. I think that person probably should get one too.
right, but we're not gonna. It's not gonna be purple because now they know everyone's gonna show up in purple. It'll be like
Okay,
a big.
purple and has long hair and is obnoxious.
You're going no matter what,
I know. I would always go.
or
Yeah,
otherwise.
it's so funny because when sometimes people will say, "Oh, will you be going to the conference this year?" And I'm like, "You
You know
really
what's fun? Hey, what conference?
Yeah, I should.
Yeah, they're back to it.
What are you talking about? Oh, social media marketing world. That's next month. Yes, I'm
Right.
going to that. Yeah.
ILTA.
ILTA, yeah, yeah. Never been to ILTA actually. So yeah, I always tell people this is the big family reunion conference plus just a ton of knowledge. And here's what I found interesting. I didn't know until the other day that, did you say 70 or 75% of the speakers are new?
75% of
Wow.
the 2019 speakers did not present 2018 in new ones.
Does that include pre-conference sessions?
Sure. I don't know.
Because I was going to say, I feel special.
I don't know if the math includes that or not. My guess is probably not.
Yeah.
But if you just slip through the book, with the exception of you, who else spoke there? Nobody. So,
I could count. I could count.
exactly.
I probably won't, but I could count.
It's a really high number if you include the pre-cons of new speakers this year. And that was really part of the feedback that was solicited and requested from attendees, and something we can talk about further. And something you hear about more at the conference and up to the conference is that as an attendee, as a paid conference attendee, the advisory committee, which is the whole committee that the conference co-chairs chair, we take that feedback to heart. And I said it a bunch of times in videos last year. If you're not familiar, if you've never been on social media, I'm the co-host of the Facebook Live broadcast from the conference. And one of the things I beat to death, I think, because I've watched them all recently, was we want feedback. Now, obviously, if you're at a conference, you're going to get a feedback form after the fact from LMA asking high-level generic questions about your conference experience, all those kinds. They're great, very helpful. But on the conference app, which we should dig into a little bit more, Nancy, you have each individual session from the conference that you can, in real time, some speakers will ask a polling question, you answer it on the app right then and there. But after each session, you can give actual feedback on that session, on the speaker, on the topic, if they really fulfilled what they said they're going to teach you and tell you about. And that is so important because as a committee this year, we legitimately read through each and every one. And if there was poor feedback on a speaker, truth be told, we passed.
Oh, interesting.
You, a paid attendee, a speaker who's not fulfilling their promise to you. It's going to waste your time and waste everyone else's time. It wastes a session slot that could fill it better or new speaker.
Exactly. Yeah.
New speakers, new voices, outside the industry. Go through the book. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. And we have to get people in the mode of using those surveys more. I mean, I think historically at any conference anywhere, people are, I mean, I think overall people are not necessarily that great about remembering or taking the time to do that. And
Yeah.
I can raise my hand. I've been in that boat. I'll rush out somewhere, to go do something or other, but doing it on the spot. So I don't know if we even tell people, all right, you guys, get ready, just open it in another tab on your phone, open the survey and get ready, because when we're done, we'd love to have you fill that out. I think that's interesting feedback too. It doesn't surprise me, because I think we've had that feedback in the past. Of course, to people who've been around a while, everybody would love to speak again and again and again. And actually, I think I've just been a pre-conference speaker. So I can't even say that I've been upset because I haven't spoken twice at the main conference, but I get it. I get both sides. I get that somebody, this is really strong exposure for those of us who do a lot of speaking, and those of us who are on the service provider side. It's really good exposure to members. But I've also been in-house, and I understand that, or even as a consumer of a lot of LMA education, if I see the same names come up all the time for webinars, even if they're across different SIGs, I get speaker fatigue, presenter fatigue, from people. So I get
Live
it.
fatigue.
You get what? Live fatigue.
Yeah.
Never. I would never tire of you.
To everybody.
No, you're really good on live, so I would never get tired of you on live. So don't think that.
Very nice of you to say.
Well, what's funny is our, one of our keynote speakers, and okay, I'm gonna draw a blank, which is why I wrote her name down earlier. Our wonderful person from Facebook.
Yep, Jennifer Dulski.
Yes, yeah, who you called Jen, so she's a personal friend of yours.
Oh yeah, we go way back.
You go way back, and I took, what's that? What'd you say? Well, it's funny because, when you and I were talking about this worksheet I came up with a little bit ago, it's a networking worksheet that I'll share another time. But one of my recommendations is to touch base with people you want to meet, and maybe those are speakers, etc., and just, let them know you're looking forward to meeting them. And I had just done that with Jennifer, and sent her a note on Facebook and said, I spend a lot of time in the social media space. So when I saw that we had a keynote speaker on Facebook, I was, over the moon, and I look forward to meeting you. And it's so funny because I was on Amazon getting ready to put her book in my shopping cart. And when I was moving my books around earlier, reorganizing a little bit, the one on the top was this. And I thought, I had it. So I'm like, what is wrong with you? So yeah, so I am glad. And I obviously this was recommended at some point by somebody. I did not buy it because I knew she was coming.
I know where you got it.
Huh?
I know where you got it.
Did you send it to me?
We gave it to you in October in Chicago.
You did. That's exactly right. No wonder I could, well, no wonder, but it wasn't because I did something right. Sometimes I'll get I showed up.
That's half.
See people showing up. It matters.
Totally.
People.
It's a great book, by the way. I'm not sure if you finished reading it yet. Very good book.
No, because I just discovered that I had it, and I didn't read it when I got home. I'm so sorry. I have to admit that from Leaders Conference, but I will. Now I will.
Less than 2 months, by the way. You have got time.
I do have time. You know what I did? I just found it on. Do you ever use Blinkist?
No.
Blinkist is, I know this is a little off conference topic, but efficiency. It is an app that you do pay for, but it has many, many, many books, and it summarizes them in what they call blinks. So her book is on there, and it literally will go chapter by, it'll go like maybe 6 or 9 blinks, and it'll summarize the whole book. And it might take a total of 10 minutes or something like that. So I'm going to listen to it first on Blink to get my synopsis. And it's a really good way to consume a lot of content, or to see if you want to get a book. So yeah, I'm gonna listen to it on
like Cliff Notes, right?
It is like exactly like
kids out there. There was a printed thing you'd buy. Someone else already read the book and summarized for you.
Exactly. The people at Blinkist did. Yeah, they do it all. Yeah. So and you can read it or listen to it, and it's in their voice at Blinkist. So anyhow, I will read the book, and I'm so excited to meet her. What else do you want us to know about the conference? I mean, it's the emphasis, and what are you noticing that has changed? You guys have, every committee will have a different bent, will have a different personality that it lends toward choosing sessions. Tell me about what the process was this year.
A lot of it like I mentioned, was survey driven, feedback driven, and wanting to get the voice really of the attendee to kind of form and shape the conference. So when we heard we wanted new speakers, we recognized there was need and desire for diversity. I think 25% of our speakers are diverse. And just really taking all that and giving back what the attendee wants. And there are some themes that run throughout that relate back to Woodland. There will be some of that that'll be showcased when we're actually on the ground a couple weeks. And yeah, sharing, really, that's what we do in the association, is, as you know, seeing if you're a longtime player, you know that. If you're relatively new to the association, the conference, you'll learn that this is probably one of the few associations out there where, and I've said this a million times to people about LMA, but we're the kind of people, the majority of us, that want to help someone else, our friends, our colleagues succeed. But at the end of the day, we're technically all competing for the same dollar. So it's so foreign of a theory to those that are outside the industry, that either on the outside looking in or just joining. It's like, what do you mean you're sharing these ideas? What do you mean you have these blog posts or Facebook pages or whatever it may be, where you're kind of giving some tricks on getting ranked in chamber, the best way to respond to an RFP, whatever it may be. But that's what you do. And I think a lot of the knowledge sharing you'll see throughout as one of the themes, intentional or not, within the conference brochure, the agenda for April 8th through 10th.
Nice. Yeah, we are an extremely giving association. I mean, I'm trying to remember what our numbers are up to now as far as how many members we have. Why do I want to think we have 40 some hundred? Am I making that up? I don't know.
Sounds good. I like it.
Yeah. Well, it's 10,000. We have 10,000 members at LMA. 5,000 new ones this year. You know, it's so much fun in a Facebook group that I'm in, which tends to be, Let's Talk Legal Marketing, tends to be completely different people than the ones you and I network with on a daily basis through LMA.
Isn't it crazy that there's so many differences?
Yes, it is crazy. The other day, and I don't always, obviously it just depends on how much time I have, read all the updates from these groups, but I happened to get a notification from it and I clicked in, and one of the members said, I was so thrilled because it was the first time I'd seen this mentioned, and I won't say who it is because we all should keep things private that are in these groups, but he said, I joined LMA a year ago and it is by far, hands down, the best investment I've ever made. And I'm reading this going, yeah, and just shocked. And he said the education and the networking is just by far the best. And somebody else replied and said, oh, I thought that was all AmLaw 100 and 200 firms. And I jumped in and I said, no, in fact, so far from the truth. There are only so many of those, right? AmLaw 100 and 200. And it's, no, we have a lot of smaller and mid-sized firms. We have
solo.
We have a SIG for solo and small firms. We have a growing effort for plaintiffs firms. You know, people are taking the reins and beefing that up too. So, so I was kind of, very proud of that.
I'm glad you mentioned those specifically, because that was another part of the feedback we got from past years, not just New Orleans, past years, that not everyone's from an AmLaw or 100 or 200 or an AmLaw at all. Not everyone has 30, 50, 100 people in their marketing departments. It might be a department one. And oh, by the way, I also do HR. And the lead bottle cleaner, as my grandmother would say. They wear so many hats.
Yeah.
That was also a focus of ours when planning this agenda, is to find topics and speakers that spoke to what may be considered your non-normal, that's the right word, just your non-regular conference attendees, because we want to make sure that if you are a solo marketer, you work for a solo practitioner, a plaintiff's firm, whatever, that everything's still relatable to you, because not everything will be if you just go, it's not targeted that way. We wanted to make sure that all the boxes were checked, that everyone felt included with the agenda.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we are the Legal Marketing Association. Lawyers can benefit. Any single lawyer who wanted to come and go to our sessions would learn an enormous amount to help them grow their practice. You're exactly right.
Tell them to come too.
I know, I know.
Hug them. It's fine. With them.
We will hug them. Yeah, I know, because we're huggers.
We are huggers.
Yeah, we are huggers. Now, for those of you who aren't huggers, don't worry. I did, and I won't tell you who this was. At last year's conference, I saw somebody who I network with a lot online, and we had not met in person. And when I saw this person, I'm not even going to say gender because this person's going to figure it out if they see this. And I hugged this person in the registration line and got a very surprised look. And I thought, oh, Nancy, okay, you need to be very careful because not everyone's a
Hug you
hugger.
this year.
What's that?
I bet you they get this year.
I bet you're right. I bet you're right. And it's okay because nobody was harmed in the process
Good.
in the filming of that hug.
Good.
What else do you want? What else do you want everybody to know? Where do we register? What's
So we got, so here's the brochure. I referenced it earlier.
It's a beautiful brochure, by the way.
In print. Thank you. I received mine in print. If you didn't get it in print, if you lost it, if you want to download it offline, go to LMA19Conference.com. It's not really showing up well on this camera. And all the information you need real time is available there. So the end can download it. There's information on the pre-con, there's information on the speakers, there's information on hotel and lodging. If you haven't done hotel, lodging, flights yet, do it now. Remember, stay till the end. So working late in the day on Wednesday the 10th, as you're leaving later on Thursday the 11th. In the coming weeks, once you're registered, you'll be receiving, especially as it's up to the conference, you'll get a bunch of emails from the conference itself, either probably LMA International or LMAconference.com, the types of email handles, stuff to get you ready for the conference. There will be information on downloading the conference app. It is not live yet. It is still being backfilled with information, not just of the speakers and the sessions, but also the attendees. Nancy, you referenced earlier about networking with people once you're there. Once that app is live, go into the app, play around with it, especially before you get on the ground in Atlanta to see who else will be there. Make sure information is correct and to date. You can put your Twitter handle, you can put your phone number, anything else like that. Personal-wise that you want on there, you should add because that's how people can contact you. And I think it's very important to make sure that is all there because you want to find people and you want to be found. Conference app, very important. That's how we can do the survey stuff. The website, all the information on the agenda. You should book your travel. You should book your hotel. We have, I think, the entire hotel ourselves.
Nice. Seriously?
Yeah.
That's the first time we've ever done that, right?
We were pretty close last year in New Orleans.
Oh, that's great.
I think we're even close, not all of it this year in Atlanta. We're going to be.
Oh, that's great.
So there is still space, but eventually there'll come a time when there won't be any space. So.
Right.
Take care of that now. Special conference rates still available. Again, all that information, LMAconference.com.
Great.
Social media stuff, which I'll refer to you a bit on, Nancy, but there's the hashtag LMA19. There's my rogue hashtag, stay till the end.
And it's stay till, T-I-L, right?
Actually, I think it's until. I think
until. Okay, I wanted to make sure because I know I've typed it somewhere. Stay until the end is the hashtag, you guys.
Yeah, and if you just look in the brochure, see some of the great speakers we have on Wednesday, all day, Wednesday and Tuesday, but just late in the day when it came out, I was like, man, people need to stay for this. This is good. This is good stuff. So social media, there's a Facebook page, an events page for the conference. So you can get to it from one of the local regional pages because they are all hosts of this event, or the generic overarching LMA International page. To get to this event, you'll find it. Click that you're interested, that you're going. And then another thing you can do, and I think we're going to put these in these emails that go out as the conference gets closer, you can subscribe to notifications. So when we go live from the ground in Atlanta, you can get a notification that the event is live. If you aren't there, here's another thing. If you can't make it to conference, because we understand that can't happen, you can still be interested in that Facebook page. And correct me if I'm wrong, because you're way more, knowledgeable of these things, and still get notifications. Because if you're in the office, but you want to see the Facebook Live postings, if you want to know when someone puts a recap, for example, or a photo or whatever, get those notifications and you'll get it on Facebook to say, this event is live or whatever happened. And because they're on Facebook, they'll live there in perpetuity. So after the next day, you get to the office, or that night back to your hotel room, you've been to a handful of sessions and networking events and you're exhausted, but you want to see what you missed. Back to FOMO that we talked about earlier, missing out on things. You can see what other people have posted. It'll all live in that one central location, Facebook event page. I think that's great.
Good deal.
Facebook page, you have Twitter with those Twitter
Mhm.
handles. I know, Nancy, you'll be putting out and aggregating some form of lists of attendees at LMA so you can decide who to follow to make sure
Yes.
that are live tweeting from the ground in Atlanta, you're getting those live updates, whether you're in the same room as them, whether you're in the ballroom next to them, or again, back at the office. Always good. And you can follow the hashtag that way. So that's Twitter, Facebook. What am I missing?
LinkedIn? Anything on
Yeah,
LinkedIn?
at LinkedIn.
Updates.
You can post LinkedIn updates. You can advise you're going there. There are some videos already, speak videos, myself and Stephanie Marone, my conference, or not my Facebook Live co-host, talking about things. Cynthia both has posted. There'll be more that are rolling out, especially as we lead up to LMA19, April 8th through 10th.
Yeah, and the YouTube channel. There are videos, all kinds of videos. I still have to, and speakers were invited to do a short little, statement. I still haven't done mine. But there are already a lot of videos on LMA's channel on YouTube. So, in fact, I just finished watching you and Stephanie and some other speakers and some speakers on the YouTube channel within this last week. So I encourage everybody to go check out LMA's YouTube channel as well. And
YouTube channel. If you're kind of on the fence about whether you want to go or not, whether you feel it's worthwhile or not, check out the videos from last year because those are still up there.
Yes. Yeah.
It's especially on YouTube, definitely in other places, I'm sure, and you'll get a feel for what occurs there. We do videos from the exhibitor hall. You can see maybe some vendors that you've heard about or want to get in front of to get a real life demo about their product. You can see what other people are talking about when we're on the ground. There's some interviews with board members, interviews with other speakers in the past. Nancy, you mentioned that speakers this year have been asked to submit their videos and talk about what they're going to be doing and previewing it. It's great. We're just trying to get everyone as excited about the conference as we are and just generate as much content and excitement, to use the same word over and over again, because it's exciting.
It is exciting.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. And it's a wonderful conference. I've never left a conference thinking it was not worth my while. And I think the same thing happens. We're always dead tired when we're finished because when you're using your brains and sitting in sessions that many hours a day, as well as visiting with and networking with people, it is mentally taxing. So yes, we're having fun, but my gosh, it's a busy time as well. I will mention, since you brought it up a couple times, and I'll post a link with our video, but for those who are new to networking or they're new members of LMA or maybe just a little uncertain about how best to meet people. And the first thing I want you to know is, before I mention this resource, is that don't ever think that you are not worthy of walking up to somebody and saying hello to them. There is, everybody's just a person. I mean, we're just people. They're just people. And so don't ever think that you aren't worthy of going up and just saying hi to somebody. I just wanted to say hi. I just wanted to meet you. I'm so-and-so.
Right. I've seen you online. I've seen you on Twitter, whatever it may be.
Yes.
Facebook.
Yeah. Yep. And to facilitate that, again, many of you who have networked and who are pros, you won't get excited about this. But I put together, and this is the first time I've done this. I've wanted to do this for a while. And excuse me, I have scribbles because I've been writing on it, but it's going to look like this. But I put together a worksheet for you that will walk you through the process of identifying who you want to meet. And then I go through, it's largely social media, but it's also in person and some old school tactics as well. All revolving around networking. So it's a worksheet for you to fill out now so that you can identify those people who you want to meet at the conference or before the conference. And then I have 3 sections, and it's what you can do before the conference, suggestions for what you can do during the conference, and then after the conference. So it just sort of walks you through it, makes it easy. So I'll put that link in the video in case anybody wants to download it. Then you can just tap on the link and let me know where to send it. But hopefully that will make things easier. And then I'll also curate. And what I may do sometime soon is just put together a video that just talks about the social media part of this, so that there's a separate video. But I will also, as I'm known to do on my blog at myrlandmarketing.com, I always curate all of the content from the conference into a blog post. And so links to YouTube videos, links to any podcasts anyone does. I think I will probably do some of my Alexa flash briefings, probably do at least one a day, if not more, Alexa flash briefings that will recap what's going on at the conference. So I will, and then blog posts, obviously, I will curate so that there is also another source in addition to the LMA event page on Facebook. There is a source that you can go to find blog posts and other content as well. So just a couple other things that are going on that I've been taking part in. Anything else before we say goodbye to our friends, Andy?
I don't think so, but there's a lot of information out there. The brochure is chock full of stuff. If you have questions, feel free to reach out, ask a question on social. Someone will answer quickly and easily. And we look forward to seeing you in Atlanta in just a couple weeks.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. Andy Laver and I'm Nancy Myrland. We will talk to you soon. Take care.
In Atlanta.